Hello, it's Jenny, and today I'm gonna review The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. So here it goes. Read this book. It's interesting as heck. The end. Oh, and you're welcome. Nah, I'm just kidding, but courtesy by Sophia from the book basement. Thanks, girl. So today we're going to talk about The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater, and it will be a very spoiler-full review, but I will keep a non-spoiler section in the beginning. And this book has been on my radar, not on my to-read radar, but more on my Jenny knows this book exists radar for a really long time, but it never really shifted until recently, and I am so glad that I finally read it, but then I'm also kind of like, why did I read this now and not in 5 months after the last book got published, because now I just have to wait, and I'm just like a waiting mess of emotions. So The Raven Boys follows a girl named Blue. I know it's called The Raven Boys, but it follows a girl, bear with me. And she grew up in a family full of psychics, and as long as Blue has lived, she's been told that if she ever kissed her true love would die. Now, isn't that something fun to hear? One night, Blue and her psychic lady friend, they go spirit watching, and Blue is not psychic, even though she grew up in a family full of psychics, and so she has never been able to see spirits, she's never been able to talk to spirits or connect to spirits, but that night she actually sees a spirit, and that spirit tells her a name, his name, and this person happens to be actually a real living human being who is one of a group of 4 who attend the local private school for stuck-up rich kids, and who also happens to be looking for a dead/sleeping Welsh king, and that's how the story starts. I would consider The Raven Boys YA fantasy, or I guess more accurately, more like YA magical realism, and what really drew me in wasn't just the story, even though the beginning of the story was very intriguing, but what really drew me in was just the writing style of the book. Like, you know how, especially with a lot of fairy books, the authors try to paint a vivid, dreamlike environment, but it never really works. Like, they always describe it as, oh, it was hazy like a dream or whatever, but I don't know how Maggie Stiefvater does it, but in this book, she never makes you feel like she's trying to do that, but the imagery that she paints in your head is just exactly like that. It feels like a dream. It feels so whimsical, so magical, so kind of like hazy, and I just love it. And then it also follows awesome, fleshed out, complex characters, and you fall in love with all of them, which is hard. You fall in love not just with the good guys, not just with the bad guys. There is no good or bad guy. They're just all people who have problems, who have needs, who have wants and wishes. And I think part of the reason why I love it so much is because I just expected something different. Because, I mean, it's about schoolboys and a girl, and you know, it sounds very cliche, but it's just so surprisingly good. So if you're here expecting something more critical about the book, I'm sorry. My heart just can't deliver that. But yeah, if you haven't read the book, I'm going to go over through spoiler section now, so you better go and read the book. Go do it. Go do it. Go do it. Welcome to the spoiler section. So let's talk some Raven Boys. So I read The Raven Boys a couple weeks ago, and the more I've been thinking about this whole entire series, the more I actually love it. And it's really strange because it's also with the characters. The more I think about the characters, the more I'm like, oh my god, these characters are so good. And one of the things is just that Maggie Stiefvater drops a lot of hints in her books, and you can feel from the get-go that she has thought out this whole entire series, and she knows exactly where everything's going, and she plugs stuff in the first book that happens in the second or a third or even in last, although I don't know if everything's gonna happen in last. But it's just so well thought out, and there's just so much love in these characters that you just can't help but essentially fall in love with the characters of the story. And I love the subtle hints, how, you know, very subtly you see Gansey's feelings developing, Blue's feelings developing, Adam's confusion growing, Ronan in the beginning is just like a huge ball of secrets, and how he slightly, you know, untangles book after book, and it's just, I actually thought that these characters were gonna stroll down, you know, stereotype lane. So I thought that Gansey was going to be the rich, stuck-up kid who feels really entitled, and then through experience and ventures and accidents, learns to fall in love with Blue. So coming to maybe the biggest quote-unquote plot twist in the story is Noah. Who is Noah? Oh my god, Noah is dead. Actually, I kind of saw that coming, and I kind of saw coming that Noah was Noah Cherney, who was the friend of Walk, who died. Because Noah, from the very beginning, he's been telling people he's dead, and why are you so cold? Because I'm dead. And it was just something so obvious. I mean, this whole entire story is based around Blue's family being psychic, and maybe there being magic in this town. Why couldn't Noah be dead? I personally, as a reader, was absolutely not surprised that Noah was dead. I can see how the characters were really surprised, and it makes sense that they were really surprised, because I guess if somebody walked around and I could touch them and they would tell me the whole entire time, oh, I'm dead, I wouldn't believe them either. But just from the information that was given in the book, I already saw it coming. Ronan was able to pull stuff out of his dreams. I was just like, what? Crazy. But reading back again, it clearly states chainsaw came out of my head, and I'm just like, Jenny, you just need to listen to these books, just read them. The author tells you everything, you just need to read it and you will know. Like, it's not even subtle hint, like she clearly tells you. And it's just amazing how, I guess, the author manages to play with reader expectations, because she's basically shoving you the facts into your face and you're like, no, no, I don't believe this. Like, this is, they're just all lies. In the first book, I didn't really develop any large attachments to certain characters. Adam was slightly unbearable. Like, I understand he comes from a shitty place, his family, he's been abused and everything, but why, Adam? Why did you go wake up the ley line? What did you want to achieve with that? You were just like, yeah, screw my friend who's been researching this for a lot of years, and let's just go do what everybody's telling me not to go do, which is wake up the ley line. Why, Adam? Why? Why? I was so annoyed. I was like, Blue, you don't have to be with Gansey. You don't have to be forced into your prophecy or whatever, even though we all know it's gonna be the end game, because let's face it, it is gonna be the end game. But Adam, no, just be his friend, but not, that kid is messed up. That kid is totally messed up. I really loved how Blue's house and family and environment just basically consists of a bunch of women who are just really, really wise and mentor figures, and I think that's also something that you rarely read in YA. Actually, like, parent figures who are there firstly, and then so many strong female characters put together, and it was amazing. I just don't know how, but I really, really enjoyed every single character in this book. Like, there's not a single character that I didn't enjoy reading about, whether it was a protagonist or an antagonist, and I think that's just something that just kind of amazed me a lot and exceeded my expectations. So all I can tell you is, if you enjoy YA fantasy with less fighting but more friendship and folklore and magic, then this series, this book, is definitely something that you should go check out. And I'm sure there's something to criticize in this book, but I just can't think of it right now. But yeah, if you've read the book, please tell me how you liked it, what you liked about the book, what you disliked about the book, what you think about the characters. Do you have any crazy theories? I'd love to hear them. So I guess that's it. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye-bye! So there's Blue, who's obviously level 100, then there's Ronan, who's obviously level 1000, then there's Gansey, who's like this ball of fluff and charm, and the writing of the author is just so beautiful. It's not even like poetic or anything. The writing is simple, it's easy to read.